So I've taken the afternoon off here to come back home and farm, and I've checked the oil on the big red axle flow, and now I'm doing a little preventive fire hazard here. It's important to keep your machines clean and blown off and keep that dust away. That way if we have a bearing go out and make some sparks, we don't go up in a puff of smoke. Exciting jobs. It's got to be done though. 18 wheels, they all have to be aired up. Welcome back with us. Glad you're here to join us on Gander Farms. So I think I'm packed up. I got everything I need today, a little bit better than yesterday. I've got my cooler with snacks. I got me a cold Mountain Dew. I've got a handful of tools in the toolbox here on the combine. I got my coat, flashlights, a pair of gloves. We've got both semis moved to the field. We've worked on each combine. That reminds me, I need to get some diesel in this combine. I'm glad you reminded me of that. I need to get a little bit of diesel in this combine before we go to the field. And Dad's already down there cutting. He had to work on his combine. So we're ready to roll. Glad you're with us. I believe Uncle James is here. Looks like he's going to run the John Deere combine while Dad takes the cab over to light. That's something I have never done. I've never hauled off a load of grain. I'll move the grain trucks from field to field around here, but I've never hauled a truckload to light. My Uncle James usually comes and helps us off and on. That's my dad's uncle, so that's my great uncle. He was a farmer. He raised at least 40 crops, so 40 years, down around Evening Star, Arkansas. There's a truck right there. Cameras don't want to focus. You can see the cab over and the John Deere. He's one of a kind. He run machines like this one. He did have a few new tractors at his time, but mostly he run used equipment. I'm not sure how many acres he farmed, 1,000, 2,000 acres. Rice and corn, rice and soybeans. I'm not sure he ever raised very much corn. But he started farming way back in the 50s or 60s. Like I said, one of a kind. Alright, so just trying to give you a little education on what's going on here. You can see my hand, that right there that's spinning, that's called the reel. The reel spins and it brings the soybeans or whatever crop that you're harvesting into the header. Okay, there's sickle knives down there at the bottom. They're going back and forth. That's cutting the crop off. And then the big auger that's spinning down here, the big screw, it's bringing it to the feeder house of the combine. So, what I'm doing here is you have to keep the machine full. So you adjust the speed back and forth and trying to keep that header full. You notice there's not very many soybeans right here. So I speed up. So I'm constantly adjusting the height of my header with the ground and adjusting the height of my reel. And I can adjust the speed that it's spinning too. That way I don't bust the beans out and shatter them, and that'll lead to header loss. There's a lot of adjustment here, and it's very easy to get this header into the dirt, and then you got to go scrape it out. So I'm watching and making sure I'm not skipping any. Those knives can break, or the guard that shears the crop across will break. So I'm making sure none of those are broke. and trying to clip the beans as short as I can. That way I get all the pods into the header. So it goes into the feeder house, and then it'll go up into the rotor. The rotor's on the inside of the machine. It spins this way, and it will thrash the beans out of the stalk, out of the pods. And then the beans will go down through the sieves. There's a fan that I can adjust the fan speed, I can adjust the rotor speed, and the fan will blow the chaff, the pods, the little bits of crop, and it'll blow it out the back. And then the seed will go through the straw walkers, and the straw walkers will take the straw and throw it out the back and in the spinner. And that's a very brief overview of what a combine does, but that's how it kind of works. I didn't mention, so I forgot to mention why I keep the header as full as possible. So the machine is built to run with the header full and the machine running full of soybeans. It'll clean better. If it's not full, you're just dropping a few beans into in front of that fan. What will happen is you'll be blowing some beans out the back. When the machine's running empty, there's a lot more wear and tear because there's not that cushion of the crop inside the machine. So you try to keep it full, and you can overload it. When you overload it, it's called choking it up. You can choke up the header down there, but then you have to dig it out, and you can also choke up the rotor, and that's a big pain in the butt to try to take the shields off, get to the rotor, and then take a pair of needle nose and pull bean stalks out of the rotor. So it's just a constant balance of too much, not enough. Keep the rope tight, give it plenty of slack kind of deal. New time. I'm just super excited. I know y'all don't see me excited very often, but like this right here, there's nothing better. Like to me, for fun, this right here is the most fun I can have. Yes, it is work, but it's just so much fun. I love being in a combine. And now that we run 2 combines, we can just knock out some acres like we've never done before. When I was little, this was just never thought of. I don't know if Dad ever considered us having 2 combines, or him having 2 combines. It's just, I'm telling you, I'm having fun. Round and around and around we go. Almost knocked out 50 acres, which is a really good day. We started at 1 o'clock. Right now it's 5:40. So that's a pretty good day for us. Pretty good day. Well, it's just ended on the equipment shuffle. So, appreciate you watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you might have learned a little bit. Hope you enjoyed seeing how hobby farmers do it with older equipment. I know there's not a lot of videos out there of people doing what we do. So please click subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications. That way you can see my new videos when they come out. Click that like button and comment. Give me some suggestions. So with that, keep making every toe push.